Let's unpack one of the trials. I know that you mentioned the Pointer trial, but you could pick anyone. If you wanted to use Pointer, that would be great. And how is it done? Exactly what would one discover if they were a volunteer and part of this trial?
Let's see. So, for example, one of the trials I'd like to highlight is Mind Diet. And the reason I want to highlight it is because it's a component in several multimodal lifestyle interventions, including US Pointer. And so Mind Diet is focused on the Mediterranean and DASH diets. And so the Mediterranean has, heart healthy fats, and the DASH diet is known to be heart healthy and can reverse cardiovascular issues. It's low in sodium. And so the combination of these two diets comprises the Mind Diet. And so it's a trial focused on finding people who have poor eating habits and thus are perhaps more at risk for developing cognitive decline and dementia. And so it's focused on the prevention angle, and how the trial is constructed is so they really think that the Mind Diet itself and not other factors of dietary change are really the important component here. And so the experimental group, the group that we're expecting to see change in, that we're trying to intervene with, they're having access to the Mind Diet and receiving food and things like that to help with their dietary change. And the control group in that case is looking at caloric restriction, so consuming fewer calories and focused on general healthy eating. And the idea behind non-farm trials and designing them in a way where you can determine what's really having an effect is I say you try to find the part that's the secret sauce. So what is the thing that you really think is making the difference? So if it's exercise and you think it's aerobic exercise that's really making the difference, then you could have a stretch and control group. You try to equate as many of the things that could be having an impact that aren't the secret sauce, the item of interest, and you try to make it as similar as possible to the experimental group. And that way you can walk away saying, we know it's the Mind Diet. It's not just because they ate less or they changed some feature. We know it's the Mind Diet, or we know it's aerobic exercise at this amount.